a lot of the times there's greater feats people face. You get me? Maybe even harder shit they went through to get to what they did. But we don't really fathom or we don't understand that it would have been hard for them. For example, let's say like a loved one you know isn't that good at school.
Yeah.
But they were able to graduate. For regular people, it's like, yeah, okay, blah, blah, they graduate, whatever. But you don't know how hard for them personally it would have taken for them to do that. Like, you don't know how like difficult or how much like mental strength it probably took for them to do.
Yes,
how many times they wanted to give up, blah, 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 blah. And for some people, like certain accomplishments, even if they're successful, might have not even been that hard for them.
Yeah. But and a lot of times they don't get praised for it. It's just like, oh, you did it, cool. Right? Because like, I don't know if you've seen Big Boy?
Yeah.
The guy with the bald head?
Yeah.
And then Jack Harlow, at the end of the interview, he said, oh yeah, you're not just good at doing this radio stuff, you're actually a good father. And he started like, oh shit, like no one's ever told me that. But it's like one of those ones where it's like, when someone needs to hear something and they've never heard it, it's like, that's how you know it hits.
Yeah.
And then there's this one TikTok trend that I really like. It's giving random people in the mall hugs. So a guy would come up to the person, spread their arm out, and then if they decide to accept it or reject it, that's whatever. Like, just move on.
Cool.
But there was this one lady that he did it with, and like she held the hug, and she was almost crying. But it's like you never know when a person needed that. You know what I mean? I think it was Gilly who said that. It was like, never judge a person. Oh no, it's Shannon Sharp. He said, never judge a man by where he's standing today because we don't know what he's been through. And that's so facts, bro. Because it's like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know your battles that you did with the movie. All I can do is congratulate you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Even for like these other, not to discredit anything or anybody.
Yeah.
But there's certain achievements that may have been easy for them. You don't know that. And there's certain people that were worked even harder for something that's less of, I don't know, a spectacle.
Yeah.
That they should low-key get honor for, they should get recognition for. But you won't hear those stories.
Facts,
Sadly,
yeah.
you don't hear those stories.
Facts. When it's such a simulation thing, it's like, you know, when you have those really deep talks with somebody, it's like you've hit a checkpoint. I feel like it's always where it's like you've hit a checkpoint where it's like you were supposed to meet that person and have this talk. You know what I mean? Because in a world of like we're only on their phones, it's so hard to find a person or like find a conversation that, oh shit, I'll remember this in 25 years. You know what I mean? But maybe in that conversation, I may have saved or inspired him to do something else. You know what I mean? It's like low-key the deep talks and like the connection. Maybe it just might be good energy with that person.
Yeah.
It's like that's something that money can't buy, fam.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I feel almost everybody, damn, you know what? Almost everybody I've known, at least the ones that are still in my life, I'm pretty sure I had a deep talk with at least every single one.
Yeah. And those are the longevity ones, right? Most likely.
Not even. Like,
oh, yeah?
Almost just, but I think, once you have that moment with them, it's one of those, like, you can always come back. But if you haven't, then they could get lost again.
True. No, that's true. Because there was no bond in the beginning. Oh, that's true.
Let's say like I move away and then I don't see Josh for a long time.
Yeah.
I see him again as fire, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Same shit. But if I had like a friend that I didn't have a deep talk with and then moved away and I came back, it'd be a bit different. But I think the moment you have that deep talk or have like a special moment, it's like solidified. And I think that's why, like, especially your family, because you probably had the most of those moments with them. That's why you could never really leave them.
Yeah. And you have to give flowers to your family whenever, possible, because maybe your dad might not say he's proud of you all the time, but you know deep down, like, yeah, he's proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
And it was crazy too, because it's like when the film was going and you sat on the stage.
Yeah.
I low-key wasn't even looking at you guys the whole time. I was glancing at your family in the back. And all I could see, your dad, mom smiling, like, yo, it felt good, like, like to see that, oh yeah, they see their son doing good things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope. That's part of the reason I like doing it is because, like, I get them, I get to make them happy.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Feel
Exactly.
me?
Yeah.
Yo, the more I do stuff and the more, I guess, people would say, the more successful you get. It's not about that for me.